things get hard in life, you just keep swinging as hard as you can. You fight. That's our culture.
I promised you we had a plan. Remember that we talked about a plan? The plan was infallible. Part of that infallible plan is getting a team prepared, ready to go, so we start practice. Our coaches know what we got. And there's not one person in America I trusted more than Coach Mick and that staff. Think about this. 130 teams either today, they report, or they've already reported. 130. 16 weeks from now, there's going to be one champion. One champion in our conference, one champion on the side of our conference. And in the country, one team's going to do this. Not 36, not 48, not 44, one. That tells you how hard it is to be a champion. To do right all the time. To know your assignments. To have 11 guys play hard on every snap. That's hard. That's why there's one. I want a hungry team. I want a hungry team. I want a team that can't wait to get out there. So there's a bunch of players that maybe, whenever you have a new coaching staff, you haven't played much, maybe you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're a hungry football player. I want a hungry team. And last one, most importantly, I've got to coach a few of them. I want an angry team. I want a pissed off football team. I want a team that has a little chip on their shoulder. Maybe something's been taken from you. Maybe something hasn't. Maybe something's been taken from you. Are you a team that's going to go get it? You're the Ohio State Buckeyes. You're an angry football team. You got an angry staff. You got a bunch of guys that are getting ready to start a journey. We're starting that journey tomorrow at 5 a.m. You're a hungry football team, and I'm proud to be your coach. There's a plan in place, right?
Welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show, hosted by your boy Cleveland Mike. Man, we got a lot to get into through this Ohio State bye week, but I am glad that all of you all are here, man. I appreciate everybody showing up. While you are here, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you are watching us on X, go ahead and hit that retweet button for us. It just helps us grow. Helps the channel grow, and we definitely appreciate all of you all, man. But we got a lot to get into. We got to talk about what's going on around college football, as we always do, right? Then we're going to talk about the Buckeyes. What did Ryan Day say in his press conference during his media availability? What's going on with the program during the bye week? What are they doing? We're going to discuss that as well. And then at the end of the show, we got to talk what it says, Ohio State versus the world, right? We're going to talk about, last week I asked you what teams scare you. What teams scare you, right? We discussed those. What teams, hey, why will Ohio State possibly lose to these teams, right? Well, we're going to talk about those teams again and why we think Ohio State will dominate those teams or beat those teams on a neutral field coming in the playoffs or whatever, man. So we appreciate everybody. Go ahead, join the live chat. We appreciate you. And if you hit that retweet button, I'll definitely give you a shout out because it lets us know right there. So you got to be actually watching the video on X, and then you got to hit that retweet in there. I appreciate Jam already getting in her question, man. But yeah, we're definitely about to get into the show. And with that, let's get to it.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro. All right, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. So I got to start off with asking you all, who will be the next team eliminated from the college football playoffs, right? Now, I had already told you I thought Notre Dame was eliminated, but everybody's saying they have the best losses. Now they put a win with that against USC. So people are saying that Notre Dame is not eliminated. So my correction, Notre Dame is not eliminated just yet. Just yet. But that's what I want you guys to let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Who will be the next team eliminated from the college football playoff? So just what's been going on this week? Obviously, the news got around that Florida went ahead and fired their head coach. I've been listening to Florida Spaces this week and was talking to him. I was talking to them today, and they're dead set on they want Lane Kiffin. They want to go all chips in on Lane Kiffin. I would have no issues with that if they decided to go that route. I think that it would be a smart route for them and their program. But they said if Lane Kiffin is not on the table, that they would take James Franklin. Some people had pushback on that and said, hey, I'm not sure that James Franklin could get us to a national title. And I asked, I said, are you saying can't get you to a national title or win it? Because he was literally a wide receiver away last year from making a national title game. So, I mean, when you're talking about a coach who has built programs like a Vanderbilt, right? I remember when James Franklin was there. Vanderbilt was kind of a scary program then. They weren't as to the level as they are right now, but they were one of them teams kind of like Kentucky, where Kentucky play you close, give you a good game, maybe upset you every now and again. So that's where James Franklin had that team. And then also, moving up to Penn State, constant 10, 9-win team. So honestly, I think that maybe that might be a good look for Florida. Here's the thing. They're not going to be hurting for wide receivers. It's not going to be hard to talk wide receivers into going to Gainesville, Florida. It will not. It's easier than getting them into Happy Valley. So, I mean, if he can do that. Now, the one thing that James can't do is recruit pro-style quarterbacks and then get an offensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, who is good with dual-threat quarterbacks. James, if you want to do the dual-threat quarterback route, do it. It is okay. Just make sure, or if you want to say, hey, we got a dual threat, we got a pro style, make sure you have a coordinator who can adapt to both. So that Miami went ahead and fell to Louisville at home. Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions. So Miami now has their one loss. They're still in contention. The crazy part is that they could possibly win out, right? And still not make the ACC championship game. I believe right now you have a couple teams that are ahead of them, and maybe 3, because Louisville now has the tiebreaker. Also, you got Virginia ahead of them and Georgia Tech as well. So it's very sticky situation for Miami, but they should still be able to get into the college football playoffs. And also, if they go ahead and win out, or let's say that they do lose another game, how do you compare them in Notre Dame? They should have the tiebreaker, right? Because they won. But when you're talking about the best teams, I can't say that Notre Dame that played week 1 is the same team that is playing now. So I understand, hey, and some people say, hey, the game's got to mean something. Yes. But that's why I say these big games should not be in the early part of the season, because you're not going to get those best teams. The early part of the season is nothing but preseason and should be treated as such. Play your cupcakes, get those out the way, so we know what your team has, and that way you can work through whatever issues before you go and play a marquee opponent. But that's just how I feel about that. Appreciate Steve on the X app going ahead and hitting that repost button. I definitely appreciate you all. Salute to everybody in the chat right now. We'll definitely be taking the fan poll after and shouting out everybody that's on there. Nebraska, man. We have talked about Nebraska, thinking that Nebraska could pull things through. And what does the Nebraska do? Man, I thought that they were like a fourth quarter team. I had been saying that. But one thing they weren't, not against Minnesota. Shout out Ohio. Reposted. We appreciate you, national champ. Appreciate you reposting. But yeah, I mean, Minnesota just had their way with Nebraska. And I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe Nebraska will get back in this game. But Minnesota just was playing dynamic football. I would say all three phases of the game, special teams, offense, and defense. And they had Dylan Raiola running for his life. That man made some dun-dun-dun type plays, and it still was not enough to get past Minnesota. So shout out to Minnesota for getting that dub. Kind of makes us look good, man. I mean, everybody say all we play is nothing but cupcakes and everything, and then you got Minnesota out of here beating ranked teams and getting them unranked, man. Texas A&M, they held on to Arkansas. I know my Arkansas folks was like, man, if Bobby P can pull this off, if they could pull this off in Fayetteville, I know I was like Dixon Street. Basically, Dixon is the party street, the party area or whatever for Fayetteville, if you did not know that. But I was like, Dixon is going to be jumping tonight. But Texas A&M was able to hold off the Hogs on the road. Final score was 45-42. One thing that I have been questioning about Texas A&M is them not having a defense. Seems like they have a pretty good offense. It's hard for teams to be able to stop their running game. But if their defense can't stop a cold, I mean, you can't stop Arkansas, which we've seen other teams be able to do. If you can't stop Arkansas, what are you going to do when you go up against better teams of the world? So that's my take with Texas A&M. Bama went ahead and rolled the Vols, man. I joke with my buddy Cody. I say parole tie because he always say, give me a roll tie, Mike. But I say parole tie. But they went ahead and got their victory at home. Payback against Tennessee, 37-20. Alabama looks like they are getting better. Ty Simpson looks like the real deal. And it would just be amazing to see him and Julian Sand go at it, because right now I think that they, for the biggest brands, they're the top two quarterbacks. But I'm sitting there and I can't forget Mendoza at Indiana, because he's definitely so. Say that they're top three quarterback. We'll say that, right? Definitely like what I see out of Alabama going on right now. Let's see what else. Let's go ahead and switch over and take care of some business before we get into the meat and potatoes of this show. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner Win Agency has to say about its sponsorship experience with us right here on screen. Let's discuss how you can reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com today. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
All right, we are back. Let me get this off the screen. Okay, man. So I've been asking you all. The question of the day is basically the question of the day is, why will Ohio State not lose a game? Right? Last week I asked you all straight up, point blank. I straight up asked you all, hey, if who are you guys scared to go up against? I know the homie Jam. She said earlier in the chat, she went ahead and said Teton, Indiana, and Alabama. And I'm also going to have a piece on why nobody should be, or why Buckeye fans need to not be afraid of that team up north and actually get confidence before that game. So I'm definitely going to speak on that because I've seen a lot of Buckeye fans are still nervous, but just after everything that I've looked up and all of that, there is not one reason to be nervous about this game. One thing that I did not say is participants, when you're a gambler, participants must be 21 or older. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. But yeah, too many Buckeye fans are nervous about the game. And maybe what I say can kind of relieve that. Maybe what I say can go ahead and help you, feel a little bit better, because I don't know why y'all still freaking out about this. If you actually watch those games and you've been paying attention to this team, there's not one reason why you should be afraid. But let's talk about it. Earlier in the week on Tuesday, Ryan Day spoke to the media, basically talked about how he still wants to be able to run and pass, still want to work on being a 50-50 team. My thing with that is, with Ryan Day, is the simple fact of, my thing about that with Ryan Day is a simple fact of, you don't always have to run and be that run first team. You can fling the peel around, which would end up opening up the run game a lot more when teams like to crowd the box or play that cover two shell, play closer to the box, but their first step is dropping back, those type of things. I do hope that we understand that we can pass to open up. Shout out Mitchell Melton, who has been saying things that a lot of people like Kirk Herbstreit would call us the lunatic fringe, right? But shout out to Mitchell Melton for confirming everything that us Buckeye fans have been saying about Ryan Day, wanting to try to beat that team up north at their own game with running the ball. And here's the thing. You actually had a chance to when you had Chip Traynor back there. He was averaging 6 yards a carry, but you stopped feeding the beast. And what I've always said about that year was, feed Chip, start the game off with Chip, let Chip wear down on teams, and then you bring in Trey as the change of pace guy. But 2 years running, Chip Traynor, averaging 6 yards, and we don't do it. So hopefully Ryan Day learned from that. Shout out to Mitchell Melton. Ryan Day also spoke on the O-line and how they will be evaluating that throughout this bye week. Basically, right now, it seems like it is Tegra versus Josh Padilla. Don't know what's going on with Ethan. Thought that he was competing for that spot, but he just might be a better tackle than he is guard. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of still want to see a little bit more out of Josh before I start saying, hey, let's tote him as the guy. But Tegra has to get better. There has to be a wake-up call from him. Also, I think the reason why Tegra, I know Zach Smith was talking about it on his film breakdown and how Phillip Daniels wasn't helping Tegra out either. I just feel like their communication, the chemistry is completely off. If you guys watched me on the post game last week, I spoke on that. The chemistry is just completely off from those guys. It has to get better, and they need to get that together this bye week, because one thing that Jim Knowles will do is go ahead and exploit that weakness. That's something that we know. One thing that Ryan Day said, especially about that drive where we basically was running the ball, had no running game whatsoever, everything was getting stuffed. Basically, what Ryan Day said about that was we were not identifying right. And we abandoned our technique. Those are some things that I think abandoning your technique, I think that's kind of crazy. Especially guys have been here since the spring. You should not be abandoning your technique. Kind of has me a little bit worried about our offensive line development because that's not something that you really heard under Justin Fry. So I definitely hope that we can get that situated. That might be something where Ryan Day, as the CEO, he sees the things that need to be, worked on and fixed. I think that, Fessler got the quarterback room good. Trusted Coach Locke with the running back rooms. I mean, the freshmen just seem to be the better guys, but maybe Ryan Day can get in there and figure out what's going on with that O-line. Get things, maybe it's the way we're coaching it up and they're not understanding it or picking it up. Maybe that just needs to be something Ryan Day can help change. Coaches were on the road Monday, hitting the recruiting. I see that for one of those, the running back, I don't remember his name. Y'all know how I am about recruiting, but there's been 2 crystal balls for Ohio State to land a running back. I did see the running back that decommitted from Penn State. I believe he got a Fong bomb to Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there. Right now, a lot of the running backs, if they, you're going to see this and you're like, man, they got Bo Jackson. You have Isaiah West. That's probably your 1-2 punch for the next 2 years to me. So it's like, as a running back, is Ohio State really like? And then let's not forget Turbo. He came in the summer. I think that's going to be a nice 3-headed monster. You talking about you get a 1-2 punch and then that change of space with Turbo or that change of pace with Turbo kind of reminds me of what Alabama was able to do back in the day. So, when they had Yeldon and all those guys on the team, bro. So kind of reminds me of then. If we can put that together and Coach Locke can rotate those guys, that backfield could be scary for the next 3 years. My thing is getting another running back that wants to be a part of that and wants to compete. You definitely have to get one, because that position, guys get hurt a lot. So you definitely have to get one. Ohio State had their champions meeting on Tuesday. Basically, they wanted to speak about the Wisconsin game, obviously, name the champions from that. But one thing that they also did was talk to everybody about where they at the first half of the season, where they need to improve, where you need to get better, those type of things. I think that it's a good thing. Let guys know, be honest, be upfront with these guys. I mean, that's how you get guys who don't hit the portal, or if they hit the portal, they have no ill will. So I have no issues with that. Let's see what else. What else did Ryan Day speak on? The running backs rotation. So someone had asked him about, hey, are you settling in on which running backs are going to be our running backs? And he basically said that they are all young. And when you think about it, they are. James Peoples is young. Yeah, you would say C.J. Donaldson is a senior, but he's not a senior at playing running back. This guy had, like we spoke on it, everybody Buckeye fan knows, he had a tight end body. He was supposed to be playing tight end at his previous college and then ended up moving over to running back. That's how you could tell how he runs so high and things like that. So Ryan Day was saying all of these guys just need reps. And, one thing that I told you guys, I was worried, why didn't we see Isaiah West, right? Well, I found out why didn't we see Isaiah West early. The reason why is he was dealing with some injuries. And now you see, bro, I'm very excited about Isaiah West. Ryan Day even said that he was a bright spot in the running game. But here's the thing that gets me with Ryan Day. Like, people got to pay attention to what he says. He says he wants the running back to get 4 yards and make guys miss and run through contact. So if I'm going to rank that, right? I mean, we got a short sample size of Isaiah West, but damn it, if I'm going to rank it, I'm at least ranking Bo, Isaiah West, C.J. Donaldson, and James Peoples. if I had to rank that, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. But my thing is, you want guys to get 4 yards. You want them to make guys miss. James Peoples not doing that. You want them to run through contact. And it's like, I'm not really seeing that out of C.J. Donaldson because it's like when he's running through contact, he's just running to go straight to the ground. To me, that's not what I call running through contact. Then you talking about making guys miss. We've seen that from Bo and Isaiah. I mean, I've seen a little bit from C.J. Donaldson, but that was the first time I seen it was last game. So, man, everybody talking about, I see Aaron, Wes Jackson, yes. That's what, I know people have, like, y'all can't do what I did last year, man. We got to sit and enjoy what we have now because, like, last year, there was parts of the season that I didn't enjoy. Because in my mind, I was just thinking about the freak shows we was about to have this year and how this team was going to look this year. So right now, what I'm going to tell y'all, like, let's pull it back. Let's not focus too much on the 2026 team. Gosh, Lee, they said that Urban Meyer left Ryan Day a Ferrari. I call BS. Ryan Day is building his Ferrari from the ground up, man. And, the first thing he had to do in that was put an engine in the car. He did that with Justin Fields because, the other engine that was left by Urban Meyer was like a lawnmower engine or something in the car. Like, Tate Martell, no offense, man, but that was not a Ferrari engine at all. So, but I definitely, that's how I'm gonna rank those guys. Let me know how y'all want to rank the running backs right now, 1 through 4. With Bo Jackson, West, C.J. Donaldson, and Peoples. Go ahead. Let me see. I want to see y'all rankings. How would y'all rank them? But that contact balance Isaiah West has is nasty. Same with Bo Jackson. Like, that 1-2 punch is going to be nasty. Another thing that Ryan Day talked about, someone asked him, was the hire of Matt P. And, a lot of the media and everybody had told you guys that there was a lot of friction with Larry Johnson. But I've always been of the opinion that I never thought that it was Larry Johnson, or not just Larry Johnson. And you heard Jim Knowles talking about the defensive room when he got to Penn State, feeling like, Ohio State defensive coaching room was full of egos. I mean, egotistical guys, right? And Ryan Day said he believes his position groups is the best position groups in the country. Like, hands down, he says Walt, Matt G, James Laurinaitis, and Larry, the best defensive staff in the country. So the reason why he had to get Matt was someone who could gel with those guys. And what did I tell you? The changes that you could see with the defense. You had NFL guys. You got a Walton. You got a James Laurinaitis. And you got a Larry. These guys understand NFL stuff. They done put guys to the NFL thing, been in the NFL or whatever, and you got a coach who does not understand this or NFL concepts and things, so they were butting heads. And I really believe, like, you heard about how James Laurinaitis, how this guy's vocal in the background, how he was fighting for RVL. And I told y'all I thought it was James Laurinaitis was the one who was butting heads with Jim Knowles because he's vocal. He's not going to hold back. This is his university. His name is on the wall. So you think a Jim Knowles gonna tell him? If Jim Knowles want to call it ego, look at your record right now. Look at mine. That's how I look at it. But yeah, he just wanted someone who had chemistry with the coaches and the players. And one thing that I told you guys all off season was we were going to be multiple on defense. It'll be week to week. We told you guys this, and that's exactly what you're seeing. And that's what Ryan Day wanted. And he also wanted, he got Matt P because he wanted the players to buy in. And when you got a player like Caleb Downs, who's looking forward to the NFL and got an NFL family, things like that, has been around the NFL majority of his life, and then he gets matched up with a guy who has won Super Bowls from the NFL, that player buy-in, like all the players, they see my captain, Caleb Downs, buying into this, they bought in, they're going to buy in too. And as you see, That's why right now you have the number one defense, because it is about the players buying in, right? The players, there wasn't much buy-in or whatever. That man Ronnie Hickman looks better with the Browns than he did at Ohio State ever. He ain't missing and whiffing on tackles. You know what I'm saying? So that player buy-in was real. And another thing that Ryan Day said that they were going to do was work on figuring out their tendencies. Those are some big issues. I remember earlier in the season, Zach Smith was talking about, I mean, you're talking about one time watching film and you were able to see the tendencies of CJ Carr. And it's like, man, come on, coaches. Like, y'all should have been seeing that all season. Y'all been getting this kid ready and y'all ain't seen them tendencies. So, I mean, shout out to our staff for doing that. One thing that I talked to you guys about weeks ago about how I think that Ryan Day was holding and saving stuff back is because Jim Knowles is good on tendencies. That's one thing that he told Drew Aller was the things that he saw and that the staff saw and breaking that down. So I think that that's another thing as well. For the people who joined us at the post game, right? One thing that we talked about was, hey, Carnell got moved. Brandon Ennis was hurt. Carnell got moved to the slot. Quincy Porter was supposed to go in. Everybody, Quincy Porter came in. Everybody talking about Marlon Graham, but Quincy Porter came in, and we didn't have our second slot guy. And I'm like, where's Bryson Rogers? But from Ryan Day, he said we're hoping to get Bryson Rogers back, which lets me know that Bryson is probably dealing with a little nagging injury or something. So that's my take on that. Hopefully, would have liked to see B Rod. I know the fans got a little flash of it, but you also got a good flash of Quincy Porter. Ryan Day said he graded out particularly well, and when he went out there, he didn't flinch. And one thing, like I was telling people in the space, I'm like, remember the last time we started like that middle of the season, back end of the season, when we started getting a freshman ready and started getting him more reps under Ryan Day. That first time that I remember that was that Chris Olave. And that boy went crazy in 2019. Boy, that boy went absolutely crazy. And now you see we starting to bring these guys along slow. I think it's going to be an absolute track meet. And we'll talk about why I think we're going to beat that team up north later. I already told y'all. All right, man. We talked about right guard issues, O-line. One thing during this bye week, I definitely want the O-line and that right guard issue to get figured out. They got to get chemistry because the chemistry isn't there. A couple more people who I think need to work on their chemistry. Saying and JJ. When JJ was throwing the ball to Carnell, he was throwing it high, getting it to the right points and all of that, but it's like when he was throwing it to JJ, he wasn't throwing it as high or things like that. So that's something that I want Julian and JJ to work on. Work on their chemistry, things like that, so that JJ can actually high point the ball, because he should have had 2 touchdowns. I think a couple of the balls were just a little too low. If you throw it high, JJ makes that play 9 times out of 10. So just got to give your receivers a chance. But I like what I'm seeing out of Zone 6, and we're getting these young guys, Quincy Porter, Marlon Graham. Love seeing them mixed in. And like I told y'all, them running backs got that 1, 2, and 3 punch for 3 years, bruh. All right, man, this defense, I see y'all already talking about it. Arvell Reese is an animal. Yes, 3 reasons I'm not worried about Tita, Matt Patricia, Arvell Reese, and K. McDonald. Don't forget to throw JJ out there, because JJ did say he ain't losing to them boys again. So don't forget that. Yeah. All right. Ohio State's defense, man, what Matt Patricia has been able to do with this defense is amazing. And one thing that you just see from everybody, the players, the coaches, is everybody is happy. Everybody's bought in. I'm not seeing many issues. I mean, are there things that they can clean up? Of course, and they're going to use this bye week to clean up. You know, like Brian Day said, they're going to clean up some of the tendencies. One thing that I like about Sanchez, he just continues to get better and better every week. He also seems to be getting confident. And when they was doing the jump around, man, just watching him dance on the sideline, just love seeing it from that young man. And also, shout out to the young bloods, man. Getting the stop. You know, Wisconsin said, hey, we've been getting pushed on these young bucks out here. Let's go for it on 4th down. And for them to hold up the way they did, those freshmen and sophomores, man, I think is amazing. That confidence boost right there to end the game like that, to do what they did, is going to go. It's going to be volumes. It's going to add volumes to their development, to their confidence. So I'm very excited about our future of this team. The future is very bright. You love seeing Ohio boys like Aaron Scott come down and land that hammer, man. And just the way that the team was rallied around it. I mean, shout out to the captains of the team. Shout out to the leadership committee as well. And shout out to the coaching staff. One thing that if you can't, you know, when Ohio State says brotherhood, all you got to do is just watch. Just watch the games. Watch the film. Watch their interaction. I mean, you love it, and you just see like the way Matt Patricia loves it, the way he interacts with these players, you know, before the games, the way he interacts with these players after the game, and the way that these players be seeking him out too. And that's amazing. But he also seeks them out. And we all know the stories of what like Peyton Pierce said, and you know how he actually gets to know these guys on a personal level. It's not just always about ball. And it's just a complete 180 from all of the stories that we heard, man. But I see some people talking about special teams. Yeah, I think that is criminal, you know, that we have not worked on our punting game. I don't know. I don't think that we've been working on it in practice either. Apparently, we have a guy who can kick it out the stands, but we haven't been able to really see him. I need to see him. Again, we need to flip the field. I'm tired of watching teams like when we're punting on our 30 or whatever, like when we're punting on the 30 or 35 and we just get the ball to the 35 of the other side or the 40 of the other side, and these teams are starting on the 40-yard line or 35-yard line. I'm over it. Every other game I'm watching, guys is pinning these guys back. They're pinning these guys in the end zone. There is no excuse why a program like Ohio State should not be able to be doing the same. I don't care if the punter punts that ball all the way in the end zone every time. I'll take it. With my defense, if they're punting in the 20 or if that offense is starting at the 20 every time because my punter is punting it in the end zone every time, I'll take it. So, but the punting needs to get situated. Fielding is still being fielded, man. And special teams, man, is definitely going to be the death of us one day. Definitely was the death of us in the Team Up North game, but we were able to arise and go beat the brakes off of everybody after that. So special teams definitely needs to get worked on. Shout out to Bobby Carpenter having a laugh on X talking about punters breaking tackles and stuff like that. That was new to him. I mean, yeah, punter back in Bobby Carpenter's day. Yeah, you'd have definitely got Wally pipped if a punter. You would never see the field ever again back in the day if a punter made you miss your tackle like that. That was just bad. Let's talk about our next game. So bye week right now, everybody gets to enjoy. I know some people like to call it hate watch. I like to call it scout watch. I ain't got no hate for these teams. Why would I hate on these teams? I got nothing to hate. We Ohio State. Hate for what? right? So we got Penn State. It did turn out to be a big noon kickoff on Fox. I feel like that it should have been announced before this week, but it took Fox a little bit of time to go ahead and announce it. It's not the game that everybody thinks. I did see that Ohio State only opened up at like a 3.5 favorite or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe everybody's thinking that Penn State, they always play Ohio State close. Another thing, Penn State was not allowing anyone other than the team to see the new installs on their offense. So I'm sure that they're going to hit us with some new wrinkles and things like that on the offensive side of the ball. We'll get into all of that stuff and what we think we'll see from that team. But I'm excited about it, man. They say it's an all blackout game, so we're going to black it out. We covering up the sun. Make sure you go out there, wear your black. Take your black umbrellas, no sun, no light. Make sure we covering up the light. They say it's up to 17 and a half, I think. Dang, man. Well, we'll see. It should be up to 20. I ain't gonna lie. We better not let their offense score. We better not. I don't even want to see Penn State score at all. At all. But let's get into it, man. Again. Why? Let me know in the chat why the Buckeyes will not lose a game. My buddy Steve already said the 3 reasons that he believed. That was the 3 reasons that we won't lose the Teton. So y'all let me know, why will Ohio State not lose a game? And I say that my guy Steve believes the same reasons. Matt Patricia, Arvell Reese, and Katie McDonald. 3 aliens right there. You can't get no perfect in that. So just let me know what you think. But let's talk about Ohio State Teton. Like I said, a lot of people are nervous about this game. But before we do that, hit that like and subscribe button, man, right here on the Voice of College Football Ohio State channel. Get all of your content right here. We have jam-packed shows like all day throughout the week. You got Mark earlier during the day. You got me on Wednesdays at night. You got Garrison on Mondays and Thursdays. And then you're going to end up having me and Garrison together here soon as well. And then you always got us for the post game. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you know exactly when we're going live. But, man, Teton, Ohio State versus Teton. A lot of Buckeye fans, man, you guys have been nervous. You guys have been very nervous and worried. And last year, I went on Garrison's channel with his co-host, the Scarlet and Blue podcast, I believe. And I said that last year we was going to get back to life, back to reality, right? Now, for that program, that was true. They definitely got back to reality. But Ohio State did not get back to reality for some reason. But why do I believe that Ohio State will get back to reality in this game? One thing that you saw from Jim Knowles was in those games, we were not able to truly get a stop, right? When the team's driving, we like, man, we need to stop. We need to get the offense back. Can the defense get a stop? They couldn't. Other than Jack Sawyer doing the freakish interception of what he did in the end zone, which he wasn't even supposed to be over there. He just read it like that. Other than that, we weren't getting any stops. And that still had the clock down, like rolling down, right? Talking to my guy Cam, we were on the phone, and I'm like looking. Even went back to 2021, even though I really kind of don't count that because we ain't even had no DC. But since 2021, Ohio State has not made that team up north punt in the fourth quarter at all. Since 2021, that team up north has only punted in the second half twice. And that would be in the third quarter. None of those punts have ever came in the fourth quarter. So if Matt Patricia makes that team up north punt in the fourth quarter, he would have done more than any of our last two previous defensive coordinators did against Teton, right? That's where I believe you guys need to have some faith. In this defense, I do believe that this defense and Matt Patricia are going to get the stops we need. I don't believe that Teton is going to be able to just drive down the field for 10 minutes and we not be able to get any offensive chemistry where we'll be able to go ahead and get more chances on offense with the football. That's what I 1000% believe. Also, you got different guys. Like one thing that I told y'all that we've been missing since 2019, since the last time that we beat them, we've been missing them twitch monsters. Them twitch monsters on defense. We got them twitch monsters. You got a Arvell Reese who's a dog. You know what I'm saying? You got Caleb Downs. You got Jermaine Matthews back there. You got these twitch monsters, Kaden McDonald. Like all these aliens that we have on this team, bro. And then you're talking about a Sonny Styles second year as a linebacker. The depth that we're building on our defensive line and at D tackle, bruh, I'm telling you, there is no reason why you need to doubt. Go ahead, Johnny. You see, Johnny is looking. The reason why Johnny is looking because me and Johnny got a bet, and Johnny got to change that profile picture if he lose that bet. He got to give me that week. Yeah, Johnny, I ain't forget that bet. Yeah. I did not forget that bet. So, yeah, y'all make sure y'all hold Johnny to it. He gonna have to change that. So, Johnny's saying you don't really believe that, Mike. Johnny, I think what the real question or what your real statement is and what you're saying to yourself is you hope what I'm saying isn't true. But I 1000%, you can clip this up right now. At the 47:15 second mark, cut it up right now. I 1000% believe that Ohio State is going to go into 2A and whoop y'all ass. 1000% believe that. And his defense is going to make y'all punt in the fourth quarter, which we have not done since y'all started beating us. You already heard JJ. He ain't letting that shit happen. You already see we ramping up this offense, getting ready. It's going to be a little track meet in 2A. I hope y'all ready, because one thing that we know that y'all bums can't do is play from behind when somebody is whooping you. And that is coming to you, Johnny, and that Team Up North fan base. So you get damn ready. Did you clip that up? Hope that's a nice little minute for y'all. Hope that's a nice little minute. Yeah. We coming with it all. I'm telling y'all. But Buckeye fans, don't sit here and let these Team Up North fans get y'all. Because I'm going to tell y'all what their narrative is. Oh, you didn't even believe your team could win. You didn't know you were winning this game. All of that BS. Know that you winning this game, Buckeye fans. I'm telling you right now, it is October 22nd, 2025. Stand on 10. Let them know we're beating their ass in Ann Arbor. It ain't shit they can do about it. Not a damn thing. Let them know. And stop being scared. We coming for everything that we owe right now. I'm not lying to you. So all you Buckeye fans talking about, oh, I'm a little nervous about the Teton game. Stop it. Stop it. If you're nervous, tell me you don't believe in Julian Sand. If you're nervous, tell me you don't believe in Arvell Reese. If you're nervous, tell me you don't believe in Caleb Downs. If you are nervous, tell me you don't believe in Kaden McDonald and Matt Patricia. Tell me that. Yeah, I'm telling you. They saying my blood pressure up. Nah, my blood pressure ain't up. I'm telling y'all, bro, because we about to be back to life, back to reality. And guess what? I'm going to tell y'all why the pressure is so on them. They need this win. They need this win more than they needed it in 2021. They need this win more than they needed it in 2022. They need this win more than they ever needed it, ever. Because guess what? That'll be 2 years, them sitting their ass on the couch, not going to the playoffs. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all know y'all need this win. Moving on, man. We're going to get out of there, man. We're going to get out of there for sure. Might sound like it's hate week. Boy, I'm turning up on hate week. Y'all just be ready, boy. Yeah, I'm putting it all out there. I'm putting it all out. Talk about y'all want this win. We don't need to win. We already saw. We don't need to win to be a national champion. We don't need to win. You need to win. You need to win because your fan base is scrambling. Your fan base believe that Moore might not be the guy. Then y'all backtrack and say, oh, we got our blue collar shirts on now. So which one is it? Y'all can't pick a lane and stay on it. Y'all jump from lane to lane. I can't pick it. You let me know. Because it don't sound like y'all really got that much faith in your team. No, you ain't got that much faith in your O-line. No, you don't got that much faith in your wide receivers outside of Marsh. I know you ain't got that much faith in them DBs. Let's be real. So, as I always do every week, I give you guys my underrated game of the week. And man, I think that the game that should be the most underrated game comes on at 3:30 on BTN. The number 23 team in the country goes on the road to take on Washington. Washington somehow is a 4.5 point favorite in this game. Coming off of a loss as well, Washington. Can they get the buck rolling? We're going to see. Both of these teams are 5-2. Both of these teams could be fighting for a college football playoff spot. Both of these teams. But the team that loses, definitely all of their dreams are gone. All of their dreams are gone. So that is going to be my underrated game of the week. I want to see how Washington bounces back from their L, and I want to see how Illinois bounces back as well. So I think it's going to be a really good game, man. Everybody should definitely be tuning in to that. Now, my top games of the week, you got Ole Miss will be taking on OU. Ole Miss defense is, I just don't take it serious. Feel like it's non-existent. One thing that OU does have on Ole Miss is they have defense. If their defense can get the most stops and create some turnovers on Ole Miss, I definitely think that OU could win this game. But they got to get those turnovers, I believe, to win this game because Lane Kiffin is able to cook on offense, but that defense is not that defense that they had last year. Mizzou at Vandy. This game, I think, is going to be an amazing game to watch. I'm very excited to watch it. I think that both of these teams have the same similar offensive style where you got a running dual threat quarterback, which you use a lot. Also, you got a running game with your running backs as well. And then you're able to hit those receivers on the outside. I think this game is going to come down to, I think it'll, as every game comes down to, comes down to defense. Who has the better defense? Is it Mizzou or is it Vandy? Who's going to get the most stops? So one thing that we know about Pavia, though, that dude, he going to give it his all. So I hope Mizzou got a good game plan. We'll see. They got Damon Wilson over there. He's been wreaking havoc this season, doing what he do. So let's see. He should definitely be maybe Pavia tries to stay away from him, but we'll see. Mizzou might have to move him from side to side to try to keep Vandy honest or whatever. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Texas A&M is going to going to the Bayou. They're going to the Bayou, LSU. So I'm excited for this. One thing we know about Texas A&M, they have an offense. LSU, I believe, is still building on their defense, and they're still building on their offense as well. But can their offense at LSU get rolling against this terrible Texas A&M defense? I don't think so, man. I just think that LSU, Brian Kelly, not. But I'll say this. The thing that is in LSU's favor is that it is a home game, so they'll be looking forward to that. So we'll see. We will see how that game goes down. Now, I got to give my people that's been watching on YouTube, I got to give y'all a shout out, man. So I got to shout out our top. Let's just go top 6 because I see 6 right here. We got coming in first, we got Daniel Henry. Appreciate you, Daniel. And then we got the homie, as always, Jam. We appreciate you coming in number 2. At number 3, Marka Lewis Jr. We definitely appreciate you coming in number 3. And my homie, even though he's from a different team, coming in at number 4 is Johnny Odom Jr. Make sure you guys check out Johnny on the X app, and make sure you check out his YouTube channel, man. It's definitely entertaining and definitely some good information. You guys need to be tuning in to him and get that information. He's also on this network, Voice of College Football, Team Up North channel. I almost said it. You almost got me, Johnny. I almost said it. But yeah, go check him out with our guy TJ. They do a really good job over there. We got to learn about our opponent. I'm always big on learning about your opponent. Shout out at number 5. We got the homie Aaron in the building. Appreciate you, Aaron. And then coming in at number 6, we got Stephen Cherry at Stephen Cherry 3135. So we definitely appreciate all of you all. And on the X app, got to give a special shout out to Steve, man. Steve has been rocking out the whole show. So we appreciate everybody who hit those retweet buttons as well. Let's see what you guys were talking about in the chat. PSU is still a talented roster. That they are. I agree with that. I agree. PSU is probably a locker room issue. Well, it's definitely a locker room issue. I mean, here's the thing. And Chris and Zach was talking about this today, about the whole difference between Ryan Day losing the big game and then James Franklin losing the big game. Difference is the players went and called Day out on this shit. Just plain and simple. Where I don't think that the players did that at PSU. They kept it internal. They kept it in the locker room amongst the players. And they were pissed off. And what did that lead into? They didn't have no buy-in going into that week against UCLA. And then, boom, they get smacked in the mouth. Then it's like, man, we got smacked in the mouth to UCLA. In their head, they're like, man, we ain't going into the playoffs. We probably already was they were probably already counting the loss to Ohio State in their head before they lost to Northwestern. I personally believe. So, yeah, I think the whole Penn State thing was a locker room issue. James Franklin definitely lost the locker room, which is sad, man. But honestly, I think his biggest issue was just picking coaches who shouldn't have been there. All right. I know he just makes slow developing moves and doesn't accelerate through the hole. All right. So when I asked people to rank the running backs, our guy, Marka Lewis Jr., said Bo Jackson, Isaiah West, CJ Donaldson, and Peoples, which is basically the same way I had it. Agreed. We agree. Sure. Now we have an NFL defense. Yeah. And you're right, Jam. At the end of the day, it was Ryan Day's defense. And I mean, which you could tell. And here's the funny part about it, right? Key drive, Penn State versus Iowa last week. Key drive, you need your defense to come in the clutch, get a stop, right? What does Jim Nose do? Pins down his leg. It's like, in no Penn, every Ohio State fan knew that they was not going to get that stop. But Penn State fans thought that they could get a stop. We tried to tell them. They thought we was just hating, man. They thought we were just hating. Ohio State won't lose because we got a nasty defense plus JJ and Tate on the other side. Yeah, that's what I think is the difference. Like, with them opening up the offense, and then again, like I said, Ryan Day's offense, you normally are incorporating that slot guy. Now we haven't really seen him do it yet. We have seen him get the tight end Max Clare involved, but it's going to be crazy. Like, you can't bracket JJ. Tate's going to be open. Good luck to your guy if you're going to put a one-on-one with Tate. And so it's going to be very interesting how they play us, if they play us the same way or if they don't. I think that they're probably going to try to play us the exact same way. So who knows? You got to do what you got to do, man. All right. Kilson, the head official for Ohio. Yes, I saw that. Has been suspended from conference games by the SEC. Bruh, this is what needs to happen to refs. They definitely need to be suspended. Definitely either need to be suspended or banned. But that guy, when I'm seeing and hearing, and I was in the space when they were talking about it, I didn't realize it until I see my guy DG posted. And I was like, that was him? This guy, his bank account should be checked. We should know what type of car he drives. We should know what type of car he got. All the cars he got in his name. I need to know what kind of house he's living in. Is he in any type of debt as well? Because I doubt it. I doubt that man is in any debt. I bet you he's living the most lavish lifestyle, because that man has been paid off from probably TV execs, boosters, and anybody else who you could think of, bro. That dude definitely been accepting checks. You can't tell me anything else. All right. Like my guy Aaron said, you know what's happening November 29th. Belt to ass. Everybody was joking about my blood pressure. Jam always be on me about my blood pressure. Well, the game is a big game every year. Every year I want the bragging rights. Well, Johnny, you're not going to get the bragging rights. You're going to have to change your profile pic. I gotta think. I have already started looking up what I am going to put it as. Matter of fact, I might put it on the show and let the people rank and let the people pick out your profile pic. We might do it together and have a little fun. Yeah, that's what we might do. Yeah. Shout out to Queen for the retweet. Always, Johnny, always, man. Championship dreams and then being 3 or 4, shaking my head. Hey, is that not reality for that team up north before Stallions there? Back to life, back to reality. Yeah, check his betting account too, Jam. I agree. Nose was bought here to fix the defense and beat Teton. Well, he ain't never beat Teton. And the only thing that he did get our defense a little bit better. But I think that other defensive coordinators could have done just as good of a job. So that's me. But I definitely appreciate everybody for being here. Again, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. We'll be back here next week. Might be a different time, but we'll be here next week. Make sure you tune in, hit that notification bell, and then again, always check us out after every Ohio State game, where we go ahead and we have a post game instant reaction show. So appreciate you all, man. I'm about to head up out of here. Love y'all, man. I'm out.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro.